So, tech stocks just can't catch a break right now. Wednesday turned into another tough session on Wall Street, and investors are already looking ahead to Jackson Hole for some clarity. Hey everyone, it's Thursday morning, August 21st, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella, here to break down yesterday's market action in just 2 minutes. Quick note before we begin, today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital. For smart investment solutions and high-quality funds, head over to amf-capital.de. If you enjoy the podcast, please rate it wherever you're listening, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. All right, let's get to it. The Dow managed to close just slightly in the green, but the Standard & Poor's 500 slipped about 0.2%. The Nasdaq led the losses, dropping roughly 0.7%. At one point, it was down nearly 2% before bouncing back a bit. And honestly, the tech slump is putting everyone on edge. One stock that really stood out was Palantir. It tumbled nearly 10% on Tuesday, and then slid another 1% Wednesday. That's exactly the kind of move that's feeding the worry that maybe the whole AI hype cycle is cooling off faster than expected. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve minutes from July gave us a little insight. Basically, the two policymakers who pushed for a rate cut were mostly out on their own. That tells markets the Fed is still cautious, weighing that mix of a softening labor market and sticky inflation. On the corporate side, retail was front and center. Target reported earnings that technically beat expectations, but tariffs and weaker consumer spending weighed heavily. Shares sank 6%, and experts are saying the new CEO is walking straight into a very challenging environment. Next up is Walmart reporting today, and that one is going to be watched closely for signals on how companies are dealing with the Trump tariffs. But the big headline everyone is circling on their calendar is Friday. That's when Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaks at the Jackson Hole Symposium in Wyoming. Investors want any hint at the path forward for rate cuts, and that speech could set the tone for markets into the fall. So, that's it for today's Capital Markets Quickie. I'll be back tomorrow morning with a brand new episode. Don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, and share it with your network. Thanks for tuning in.